preaching the truth. So I want you to think, like before you was born, you were born, right? Or before anybody was born, the world existed. Let's say before even first person born, everything was existed, right? Everything existed. Then people get born into this world. Let's say they magically appear. Now they try to make sense of this world and putting names on the things because they want to communicate, right? To navigate, putting those names and putting labels. At the same time, when they put those names and labels, they limit those things they label. For example, sky and sun. So sun is not a sun. So imagine you just born into this world, you're like 2 minutes old. You look at the sun, you don't know what is it, and you perceive just the being of the sun without that word. Just you see it for whatever it is, and that beingness is beautiful. Then let's say your parents, they start teaching you, this is the sun, this is the heart, then it disappears, and then you take that concept and you call it, okay, this is the sun. And then this magic of the sun, of being the sun, disappears with it, because there is label on it, is identified, and there is nothing more, right? Can you see that? Now I want you to shift in your life to that place of beingness. Just be, without putting labels on. Start from the sun. It is there and it is what it is, right? And don't, as you observe it, don't use your inner voice to talk about what you observe. And that's very important, not having, and turn off that inner dialogue which constantly describes what you see. Then you missing that feel of the present moment, of beingness. And in that present moment, if you be able to turn off that inner dialogue and the description of it, you will feel eternity, because you always have been and you always will be. Why that? There is only present moment exist. Like what you experience right now, for example, you're listening to this video and my words coming to you, that's the only thing which exists. Of course, now your brain will tell you, okay, yesterday I did this and that, and tomorrow I will do this, or even now you're probably thinking, okay, I want to be somewhere else. And then you go through life like this and missing out on life itself. And life happens only in present moment, here and now. And if you're able to just be and let the life flow through you, and that life, you may call it God, you will see incredible magic will start happening to you. The life gonna just unfold without you describing, commenting, and expecting anything. And absence of this expectation also will free you from the suffering, because the suffering, it's a reality and expectations. So that what you're experiencing is different from your expectation, what it should be. That's the suffering. And if you learn to live like this without labels, without putting things, describing things in your head, but just living and take them for what it is and observe, let's say, how your body moves through life. Like even now I speak, if I start thinking what I'm gonna say next, and then I say, that's already not as powerful, not as fluid. But as I talk to you, I don't know what my next word would be, so I'm basically surprised by what come out from me. And to be honest, it doesn't feel like it's I'm talking, it feels like the life talking through me. I just let it happen, and that's incredible joy comes out from it, and it's very fluid, very organic, and very beautiful. So getting into that present moment is the ultimate goal for us. Now, how I see things, you can live in these three states. First state is action-reaction state. Second is a creator state. And the third is a God mode. So action-reaction, that's what 99.9% of people are living right now. So something happens to you, you like it, now you feel happy. Then something happened to you, you're in traffic or whatever happens, you don't like it, now you're sad. So there is an action, there's a reaction. So you're constantly reacting. So very much depend on outside factors. Zero internal guidance. Action, reaction. Most of people live like that, and you're going through that roller coaster of life. The second mode, it's already next level, it's a creator mode. What is creator mode? So creator is when you get to know your inner world, and you try to focus on who you really are, what you really want, regardless what happens outside. And this is very powerful manifestation tool. And in this case, if you're able to have the vision of you, what you want to have, what you want to happen to you, and disregard those outside circumstances, you tap into the world of manifestation, where you start creating your life. And it's very fulfilling life, very happy life, very much creator life. So I call it creator mode. And the third one is a God mode. That's what I talked before. So for the God mode, you don't even need to have any desires. You don't even need to have any plans. You're just being present, and you let life unfold through you. You let something we may call God live through you. So I give you an example. It's one time I was playing video game, and I hold this video controller and I play. It was like a soccer game, and I play, and I was playing so good, scoring a lot, and then something draw my attention, something else. So I dropped the controller, and I noticed that actually it was not me playing, it's a computer was playing itself. It was playing so perfectly, but I was like tricked that actually I was doing it. And it's actually similar to the God's mode, where the life itself gonna guide you. So you will say something, you will do something, and those actions, those words, gonna be so organic, so much in the present moment, that you will feel like you're almost an observer of those things. You observe, it happens to you, and you say it. Like I'm now giving you this speech. I'm trying very much not to think, try very much words to flow through me, and as you listen to me, I'm listening to myself and actually learning from myself, and it's a beautiful thing. And in a God's mode, things just happen to you, and you appreciate every little moment you live feels like eternity. But think about it, where you are right now, if you're able to see the present moment and just be and let other things just be without labels, without this inner dialogue describing those things. Let's say you go to sleep, all this world disappear, but let's say it happens two things when you go to sleep. You either fall asleep and wake up without remembering the exact moment when you fall asleep. So you still exist, so you still are. Or in your dream, you're reliving some other moments and you're always present. So you never actually, nothing happened there. There is always present moment, so you ever existed being. And knowing this is quite liberating. You will never die. You're always present. So knowing that you're infinite being and you let that beingness flows through you, can be an observer, but it doesn't mean that you are lazy, you don't do anything. Try not to do anything. Try just to sit for 3 hours or even like 1 hour, do nothing. You won't be able to. It's like, imagine you try to be over aware how you breathe or count the breath you take, and you try to take more breath, so tomorrow you have more breathing. So it doesn't work this way. The breathing happens to you. The sun rises every morning, the trees are growing, so there is this invisible force which lets your body live without you being in control of it. And that's a very liberating feel. You just let God breathe through you, and you're breathing. If you start over much focusing on breathing, trying to be even this creator mode, it's going to lead you to many problems. So the skill of letting go and trust, let the life flow through you, let the life creates those actions. You will do what you have to do, you will say what you have to say, and it's going to be in the moment, it's going to be very organic, very appropriate, and you're not going to overthink as you say it, and you're not going to think about it as you said it, or you will not sit right now, instead of, let's say I'm driving in the car, being in the car and experiencing the drive on its own, regardless where you're at, focusing too much on the future. What I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna be.